Hi everyone, so today I'm doing a video about my favourite foundation brushes and I chose my top 5. I know that a lot of you guys have been waiting to see this video, so I'm finally doing it, and I just really hope it's going to be useful for those of you who are maybe looking for a foundation brush, or maybe you've tried so many and you still can't find the one. So hopefully this video is going to be useful. The brushes that I chose are at completely different price points. I really don't think it matters how much a brush costs. It just depends on how you like it, how you like the feel of it, how it works with your skin, and I honestly don't think it matters. Like, I don't think the most expensive brushes are the best in terms of foundation, so yeah. Just gonna go straight into it. First I'm gonna start with this one. This is from Real Techniques. I'm sure you guys know about this range. It's a really good one. It's created by Samantha Chapman, who is Pixie Woo here on YouTube, I think. And the one that I have from their whole range is, what is it called? It's called the Stippling brush, and this is actually quite a small brush. It's not something I usually use for my foundation, but this used to be my absolute favourite. Now I have another one which I just love, but like a year ago I think this used to be my favourite, and I still like it. I think it's a really good brush, even though I don't think it's meant to be for foundation. Quite a lot of the brushes I'm going to show you to you are not really supposed to be used for foundation, but they work for me, and this is just one of those kind of flat top brushes. It's quite small, so it takes a bit longer to actually apply the foundation and blend it, but it's amazing for blending. If you find yourself that you have streaks or just the foundation kind of sits unevenly on your skin, then this is the brush for you. And because this is a dual fibre brush, you're not actually going to get as much coverage with whatever foundation you use. It really doesn't matter. Even if you use a full coverage foundation, if you use this brush, it's still going to be light to medium. So it's perfect if you want a light natural coverage, and it almost makes it look like you have an airbrushed finish. So it's really good. Love this brush. Next I have some Sigma brushes. The first one is my absolute favourite. It's so popular on YouTube, and it's the F80 Flat Kabuki. I actually have two because I love them so much, so I bought two. I use them all the time. If one's dirty, I'm going to use the other one. So it's a really flat, dense brush, and it's a little bit bigger than the one from Real Techniques, and this just for me, it works so well. I just love this brush. It was obviously created specifically for foundation, so that's probably why it's so good. This brush is going to give you a lot more coverage, especially if you're looking for that full coverage effect. If you just want to cover your whole face and kind of have a blank canvas, then this is the brush for you, because it is so dense. It really kind of packs on the coverage, and the way that I use this is at first I kind of smear the foundation like that, and then I stipple it, and that way you're not going to get any streaks, anything like that. It looks really natural. Even if you are looking for the full coverage, it still looks natural. It's also super soft, so it feels so nice on the skin, and it's just so smooth and gorgeous, and it's just a pleasure to use. So this is my favourite ever foundation brush at the moment. And then another one from Sigma. This is the Tapered Kabuki F86 brush, and this is not as popular. I don't see a lot of people talk about it. I think it's more used as maybe a contour brush or maybe a blush, bronzer, something like that. But this, for me, I think it works really well for foundation, even though it's not the typical foundation kind of shape or anything like that. But there's just something about it that works really well for me. It's a lot bigger than any of the other brushes, so if you want to cover your face really quickly, if you're in a rush and you just want that really quick coverage, then this is the brush for you, because with like a few strokes, you're going to end up with a really nice natural finish. This is going to give you a medium coverage, not as much as the Flat Kabuki and not as little as the Real Techniques one, somewhere in the middle, so it's kind of a nice natural coverage. You're not going to get any streaks with this, and because of the tapered end, it's actually quite easy to go kind of around the nose, under the eye, so even though it's such a big brush, it's still easy to use kind of in the small areas. And once again, it's super soft. It feels so nice on the skin. I just love it. It's so smooth, and because it is like that, it doesn't actually drag on your skin. It doesn't stick to it. It just kind of goes over it, and it's just a really good brush. Then next up is the classic foundation brush. You can't go wrong with this. It's been used for absolutely ages. It's the first brush that was created for foundation, so obviously it is going to be good for foundation, and it doesn't really matter what brand. I mean, they're all the same. Obviously look for something that's soft, that's not too rough, so you're not going to drag your skin once again, because with this, because they are so dense, you can get, they tend to kind of drag on your skin a little bit because they are a little bit sticky, but it really doesn't matter as long as it's a good quality one. This is also a dual fibre one, which I prefer. I think it gives more of a natural coverage, and with this classic foundation brush, you're going to get the most coverage out of any brush that you use. It's been made specifically for foundation, so obviously it is going to give you that full effect. You just really can't go wrong. I'm always using this on my clients. It's really easy to use. It's nice and quick. You can buy them quite cheap as well, so if you're starting off, I would definitely go for this brush. So if you're a beginner, if you don't have a lot of money to spend and you're looking for a good all-round foundation brush, then the classic one is definitely for you. Then finally, more of an unusual foundation brush. I don't think a lot of people use this, and this is from MAC. It's the 109. So This is what it looks like, and as you can see it does not look like a foundation brush at all, but for some reason for me this works amazing for applying foundation. I think it's originally made for blush. Yeah, I think it's for blush, kind of like that. I think so, but I don't know, there's just something about it that works really well for me. I think it's made from real hair, but it is a little bit harsh. It's not too soft, like compared to the Sigma ones, this would be really rough. But I think that is why it works so well for applying foundation. It's almost a flat top brush, but it's a little bit rounded, which I like. And I think it's a nice size. It's not too big. If it was like a proper big powder brush, then obviously it would be quite difficult to apply the foundation, but I think this is a really good size. It might not be the best to go around any small area, so like the nose and under the eyes, but for just doing the whole face I think it's really good. I find that this gives a luminous kind of airbrushed look. It almost doesn't look like you have any foundation on, which is why I love it so much. Even though you would get medium to full coverage with this brush, it still looks super natural and it doesn't look like you have any foundation at all. The way that I use this is I kind of swirl it around the face. I don't really dab it on, I just kind of swirl it around, and it might take a little bit longer to apply the foundation, and it's also from MAC, so it's obviously a bit more on the pricey side, so for that reason I wouldn't recommend it if you're just a beginner, but if you're a makeup pro then obviously you probably have it already. But if you're just kind of somewhere in the middle, if you want to try out something new, then I would definitely go for it. I think you'd be amazed with the finish and the coverage that you'd get with this brush, especially if you always use the classic one. That this is a really nice change and a really good one. So that's my favourite foundation brushes. I really hope this video was useful for you guys. Let me know what your favourite foundation brushes are in the comments below. What are your kind of staple ones? I also have a discount code for Sigma. I'm sure you guys know anyway, but I thought I'd mention. Anyway, it's 10% off, and I think they have also like a free gift if you spend over $35 or something like that, which is nice as well. And these brushes, they come in a set, or you can buy them separately, which is good if you want to just try one. And yeah, that's it really. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!